So my name's Philip. Do you know what we're looking for here? That we're looking for some people to be in a movie? Yeah? Do you think you'd like to be an actress? Introduce us to them.
Hollywood film director Philip Noyce is in the West Australian outback, preparing for his next film, Rabbit Proof Fence. After years of working with actors such as Harrison Ford and Nicole Kidman, Philip is now back home in Australia, attempting to do the impossible. He has to find 3 young Australian Aboriginal girls and turn them into movie stars.
How are you? I'm Philip.
This is the most difficult production Philip will face in 30 years of filmmaking.
Well, we've been up and down these ranks of kids for the last few hours. We've spotted maybe 10 or 15 really, really good kids. The next step is to get them alone, one-on-one, to be able to talk to them, just to take it a little bit further and discover if they, you know, if they've got that extra something.
Rabbit Proof Fence tells the true story of how in the 1930s, 3 young Aboriginal girls were forcibly removed from their families by government authorities.
Come for the 3 girls, Maud!
These girls were part of what is now known as the Stolen Generations.
Thank you, children. Ready?
However, what made these girls special is that they escaped from custody. The film follows their incredible journey on the run as they consistently outsmart the authorities and try to find their way home along the rabbit-proof fence. This fence, which is the longest in the world, was designed as a barrier to keep the rabbit plague on one side and good pasture land on the other. The girls attempt to follow the fence for nearly 2,000 kilometers through some of the harshest country on Earth.
A lot of people said to me, you know, this is a great script, it's a great story, but you're just not going to be able to find 3 kids that can act this. And I thought to myself, well, you know, there is an incredible tradition of performance. After all, Aboriginal history is performed. It's an oral history that's told between groups. I just know that there's going to be the right 3 girls out there, but we're going to have to look in every corner of the country.
I'm flying in a light aeroplane from Broome in northwestern Australia to a place called Fitzroy Crossing, about an hour and a half inland to the east. And behind me are a crew from Channel 9, an Australian television network, who are recording the Rabbit Proof Fence. In fact, they're filming right now. May be a movie star in about 3 weeks' time. They don't know it yet, we don't know it yet, but by tonight, we'll both know it.
The hard work of auditioning hundreds of hopefuls from all over Australia begins.
There's almost no such thing in Australia as a professional Aboriginal child actor.
For a movie?
So I knew that I was going to have to cast people who had probably never acted or even thought about acting before in their lives. The second thing I was looking for was just plain old screen charisma, the it factor. I wanted kids who people all over the world would want to adopt as their own children. Christine and I then ventured out from the city, stopping at many outback communities. Sometimes for just 2 hours we'd arrive by light aeroplane, buzz the town, then we'd arrange with the community leaders for the kids to come over to, say, the community store and meet us. And then after a few hours we'd move on to the next community. Pretty soon into the casting process, I realised that we were going to have to find kids from more remote areas, kids who were more in contact with traditional Aboriginal lifestyle. And the reason for this is because, of course, where they are in the movie portraying Aboriginals who have only recently come into contact with the white culture.
Last night it was really cold and
You can talk to each other, hey?
My favorite thing is do some painting. My name is Rosina Dixon.
There we go. Pop it down, Evelyn, now. Come and stand over here for me. That's the girl. How old are you?
I'm 12.
You're 12 years old. And where do you live?
I'm Jordan.
Uh-huh. And is it good living there?
Yeah.
And tell me, what's the best thing about living in Jordan?
Fishing, good fishing place, good camping.
Yeah? What sort of fish do you catch? Do you go fishing?
Yeah.
What fish do you catch?
Rotted, rockwoods.
So in walked this shy little girl, Evelyn Sampi, and for the first 2 hours, she didn't look at me. There is a tradition amongst Indigenous people, which is the opposite of our tradition. We call it shyness, but in fact, not looking at a person when you first meet them indicates respect rather than the opposite.
After 3 weeks, Philip and his casting director have selected 16 candidates out of 1,200 from all over Australia for a final casting session in Broome. One of those girls is Caitlin Lawford. Evelyn Sampi has also made it to the second round. During the next 2 days, the girls will undergo a series of acting workshops and improvisation classes. None of these girls have ever acted before. Now the hard work begins.
And in the end, Philip and I, we don't know yet who's going to be the best 3 girls. And it mightn't even be it might be for a funny reason. It might be that we can find 3 girls and they're all good, but they match up the best.
So how was the trip?
Laura Monaghan has been shortlisted to play the part of Gracie.
So all day there's going to be a lot of cameras. And you know why we're having a lot of cameras? Because if you're going to be in a movie, that's what you're going to have to get used to. So here's the trick of it all, okay? What you do is you forget the cameras. Don't even look at them. They're not there. Being in a movie, the trick is only be where you are. You know, just not aware. Just keep your focus. See, so now I'm looking at you. Now you try and just concentrate on me and not see that camera. Actually, why am I telling you? You know this. You're doing it. Who are we going to follow? Oh, who are we following? Look, we're following
Laura
someone.
had this intelligence. She had a dignity, a charm. She was able to take me on a journey. I thought, wow, Laura had a quiet strength, but also a really endearing vulnerability. You wanted to reach out to her. You wanted to live life with her. Now there's a difference between stationary acting and movement, which has to be natural. And then the next stage is to say lines. Now Gracie has a lot of dialogue, so she's got to be fluid with dialogue. That's it, that's it. You're sore and you're in pain, a lot of pain. Hold on to the older sister. Hold on to her arm, you're scared. Okay, where are we, Molly? We're lost.
Where are you, Molly? We're lost.
Evelyn Sampi was the standout, so almost from the first hour of the final selection, we knew that she was going to be Molly. Then we had to find a sister for her and a cousin for her. We were continually changing during that weekend, the final 3. And having established the basic talent of the kids, it was then a case of photographing them together and seeing how they moved and related to each other as a threesome.
You think you're so clever? We're going to die out here.
It seems as though she's there.
Yes, yes.
So really now you're crossing the border from the charisma of a personality to really
into the acting, yes.
Whether or not they can
But we know that Laura very easily this morning was able to feel fear.
Where are we? We're lost.
Well, look, Jigalong, sun is over there, so Jigalong's that way. Come on, let's go.
From the group of 16, 8 girls have now made it to the final shortlist. Philip will announce the final 3 girls tomorrow.
Come on.
Philip has chosen his 3 leading actors, Evelyn, Caitlin and Laura, to play Molly, Daisy and Gracie.
And closer together even. Looking at me, yeah.
Caitlin, good girl.
And so I thought that as a white person and as a white male, there was no way that I was going to be able to pull off or represent this black story of 3 black girls without the help of an Aboriginal woman.
Everybody, you know this is Rachel Mazza.
Rachel is one of the most accomplished black actresses in Australia, having acted in a number of feature films. She comes from a family of performers.
This is where the young people get their revenge on the big people. You are in total control here, and these big people are going to have to trust you. Be very careful, very safe. Watch where you're going.
Slowly.
Drama coach Rachel Mazza conducts a series of acting exercises that involve mutual trust. Here, the adults walk around with their eyes closed and must trust the children to guide them.
Rachel's job was to prepare those kids for the roller coaster ride that they were going to go through, prepare them technically to be in front of the camera, and to prepare them emotionally by making them aware of some of the issues that the film was dealing with.
These aren't your kids that turn up to acting school, you know, as well as the age difference. So it's a very different ball game. It's going to be a case of, well, like I said, for me the feeling from after spending time with them today, it's more a case of harnessing that energy that's already there. It's all there. It's just a matter of somehow bringing it in, distilling it, focusing it.
This is some acting now, okay? And I want you to pretend that you can just go. And the same with you, you've got to pretend you can just go. But you are trying to get them there. You can talk to them, but you've got to play that you're stronger than them. Just focus, you're in your own world. Now let's see it. Come on, you're really weak and you're crawling.
2 weeks before shooting is due to begin, Philip is having serious doubts about the youngest of the 3 girls, Caitlin Lawford.
And it suddenly hit me that Caitlin just wasn't going to make it. The other kids were dragging her.
Focus.
And not because of her ability, but simply because she's only 7. And adjusting to everything was just difficult for her. A week earlier, we had held a series of tests here for extras to play in the Moore River Native Settlement scenes. And 60 kids from Adelaide and surrounding areas came in, and there were so many of them that I could only really give them group instructions. So I said to them, look, kids, here's what you've got to do. I want you to come in one by one. I'm going to be at the other side of the room, and I want you to pretend that there's some kids outside there who are in trouble. They've run away and they're lost, and you're very afraid for them, and I want you to convince me that I've got to help you.
Can you help me at least find them? Because no one else will help me find them, and I don't believe that they're lost.
Who ran away?
The kids.
What do you want me to do?
The kids are gone missing. Some kids gone missing.
Really? Where'd they go?
Some of them would get to the door, open the door, burst out laughing. Others would come halfway, then burst out laughing.
Help me, there's some children lost. Help me find them.
Yeah, but what's happened? Is there some problem? No. Some kids? What happened to some kids out there?
Nothing.
Nothing? No?
And then one kid came in.
Lost.
What?
There's some children lost.
You're kidding. Where are they?
They're gone.
What do you want me to do?
They was playing, then they was lost.
I actually forgot it was a game. I thought there was some trouble outside amongst the other kids. She really got me going.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. It's true.
But listen, I'm an old fella. I've got white hair, I've got sore leg, I've got sore back. What am I going to do?
You have to get up.
You reckon?
Yes.
Look, I'm an old bloke. I mean, I'm just old. Why should I worry about them?
But you have to. It's dangerous out there.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, how old are you, Tiana?
7.
7. You're a top actress. So I looked up my notes, and there I saw some kid called Tiana, who I gave a 9 to. I thought, well, 9 out of 10. She must be okay. So I got her in even that afternoon and tested her again, and she was quite extraordinary.
Just 6 days before shooting, Tiana will have to audition for the part of Daisy. Will she convince Philip that she's got what it takes?
Is this your costume?
Yeah.
What have you got on your feet?
You want food? Come over here. You want food? Come over here. Come on.
This is the first time the three girls have worked together.
Right,
Philip's doing a camera test so he can see how they shape up as a team.
Hey? You stole those eggs? Well, then get out. Go on, go over there. Get away from me. Turn around. Hey, you. No, don't look at me. Still don't look at me. You're scared. Hold on to your friend. Hold on to Evelyn. That's it. That's it. Good. Great.
So you did a great test today out there. How did you work out what to do?
What? Work out. Because I was listening.
You're listening?
Now, listen, girls. I want you to practice being sick, feeling ill.
She seems to be a natural.
Ready?
She seems to have a natural instinct combined with her intelligence. A strange person coming over, telling her what to do. And, I mean, usually someone will underact or overact. But she hit the pitch, right.
What do you see? See. Open your eyes and look up at those stars out there. Oh, my goodness. Now you feel so sick you've got to go back to bed.
So you did so well, and in the test you did today and the test you did last week, twice, that we want you to be in the film, okay? But that's going to mean that you're going to have to work every day, except Saturdays and Sundays, for the next 8 weeks. Do you think you can do that?
Yes.
If you're in the movie and you're playing that part, you'll get your photo taken. It'll be put in the newspapers and in magazines and everything. Do you think that's going to go to your head?
No.
Do you think it makes you a better person because you're in a magazine?
Yeah.
No. The only way you can say you're better is when the movie comes out and you did a good job. That's maybe then you can say, oh, I'm a better person than I was before. All I'm saying is don't get a big head. You know?
Yeah.
Don't get a big head. I had a really special task here because I had to find 3 children who were identifiable as Aboriginal children. We couldn't deny that. And yet they had to have a certain charisma, a certain quality that would allow white Australians to say they are my children. So you need to talk so that you can record what your impressions are. Take them on a journey.
Now the girls are in Adelaide, staying in a motel at night and undergoing intensive acting workshops during the day.
Hello, Philip.
Hello.
Good?
Yep. How are you?
Good. Fabulous.
Huh?
Fabulous.
Fabulous. Why?
Because I just feel happy. How do you feel about us?
How do I feel about you? Well, I think that you're all extraordinarily wonderful people. And I hope that you don't get spoiled by this experience. That's what I feel.
Okay. So you're thinking we're gonna run amok tomorrow?
You think? Do I think you'll run amok?
We're gonna run amok.
Do you think you're going to run amok?
Yeah. I think so.
You think so?
Yeah. Depends on.
Hey, where are you going to do that?
Little girls here.
Now, can I tell you something?
Yes.
You've got to be careful of that road out there. I'm serious. I'm really serious. You've got to be careful. Do not run across the road.
Yes, Mr. Uncle Philip. Hi. This is my flower.
There was probably a week of preparation put in to the big day when Evelyn would have to have a haircut. And she sat down, surrounded by cameras.
Oh, Evelyn, you look pretty.
And initially, with everyone telling her how fantastic she looked, she seemed quite happy. And then she went into the bathroom, looked at herself in the mirror, and completely exploded. Evelyn lost confidence and erupted and ran away, left us. She ran away. We found her about an hour later in a phone booth trying to find the phone number of a travel agent so she could book herself a ticket back home to Broome.
Evelyn bails out only 4 days before shooting. Philip is now in big trouble. How will he find a replacement for his leading actor in time?
Do you think that your character thinks you'll make it?
Rehearsals continue.
Once you hit the road, when do you...
Evelyn has decided to give it another go, but everyone is still walking on eggshells.
Like, you know how long it took you to get there. Do you think you're going to make it?
Say yes. Because you're going to go with me. Because I can find bush food.
But when she says to you, we're going to get there, do you believe her?
No. Why? Because it's too long to walk. Faith, you have to have faith in yourself.
So this is interesting, because this is exactly what the dilemma is. Do they? We'll have to talk about that at lunch. I'll tell them not to do that. You tell them what you do, like that.
I was also wondering whether the whole task was just too much, whether I could pull it off. Getting 3 young kids who had never acted before to be actors, dealing with a culture that was outside my own experience, and that combination was particularly difficult.
That looks great. That looks very natural.
So I'm still Daisy, but I have to run away.
You're still Daisy, but you have to run away.
Yeah.
Where are you going to run to?
Our mum and dad.
Your mum and dad?
Yeah.
So you're going to run away now?
Yeah.
You're going to run away from here?
No.
No, in the movie.
Outside? Outside. Outside.
This is where you come first thing each day. It's a place to relax. Bring your tapes.
With only 2 days to go, Philip does his best to settle Evelyn and boost her confidence.
I wish I had people massaging my hair and...
Dingala, dingala, dingala.
To run hand signals, can you show me?
This is for snake.
Snake, yeah.
Going
Snake is what?
Like that.
Yeah.
No, like that. And this one you're going up.
Goanna.
And this here, this one
What's
is
this?
emu. This here kangaroo. Up, yes. Emu, kangaroo, and cat.
Cat.
Yeah. Cat retreat.
Okay, how do you say hello? Like that?
What?
Right. Hello. That's hello? G'day.
That's grown, so I just want to take a bit more off the top, Philip, is that all right?
Yep, yep.
And just
Mess it,
So,
yeah.
do we have to, like, listen to you?
Do you have to listen to me?
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to. You don't have to do anything, but you'd be wise to.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm scared, are you listening to me? Even add some more lines.
Bloody
You know, like-
hell. Or say, are you on drugs or something?
Yeah, well, maybe not that.
There wasn't there drugs. But like,
Yeah,
are you
that's
crazy?
too modern.
Like, are you crazy?
Yeah. Sorry. This?
Evelyn still finds the rehearsal process hard going. Being the lead actor is a big responsibility.
I've got no doing that.
And as filming grew closer and
Try this
closer,
one.
her fear grew stronger and stronger, her fear of failure. Every day, Evelyn would lose it.
Hey, Mob.
Veteran actor and Aboriginal icon David Gulpilil meets his co-stars.
This is Tiana, who's playing the youngest one.
You're the youngest one, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Laura, who's playing Gracie. This is David Gulpilil. You watched him last night? Yeah. Long time
You seen
ago.
Walkabout?
Yeah, we just
That
watched
was
it last
me
night.
when I was a young one.
Philip hopes David can help reassure and encourage Evelyn.
And this is Evelyn, who's playing Molly, the eldest.
Yeah, you know how to
she's
shake
the
this
smart
one
one
out.
who...
Yeah, good one.
So-
Face. Yeah.
Molly is the one who covers her tracks and leads you on a goose chase.
Yeah, no, we're gonna be
she's
in
the
the
one who
picture.
you're trying to catch.
Good one will be in the picture, eh? In the good picture.
You're going to act like David one day?
Yeah?
Yeah, look.
Oh, you'll be the actor.
She'll learn how to dance, that's for sure.
Oh, good one.
And action!
After 4 weeks of rehearsals, the big day finally arrives. Philip takes the girls through their first day of filming.
Hey, cut! Okay, yell it out, darling. Yell to him. Yeah, here we go, come on. And slow down a little bit with your feet.
I wasn't certain that Evelyn Sampi was even going to turn up for shooting. And I don't think Evelyn was certain that she was going to turn up either.
I'm going to get Julie to get those off because I can't pull them off. I'm not going to hurt your leg.
Tiana is excited and shows off her makeup job to Philip.
I've got sores on mine. Fill up. Fill up. Guess what? I've got sores. Okay.
Oh, wow. Jeez, that's terrible. Did you hurt yourself?
Guys, do we have any?
Oh, darling, I'm very upset. Is it sore?
Yes, it's a sore.
Oh.
I painted it.
They painted it? You're kidding. Look at that. That's terrible.
Ow.
Evelyn and Laura are quietly apprehensive.
Okay, now one thing about when you're, even though you're not in the shot, it's important that you still stay in focus. Like, you don't sit here laughing because it'll put her off, and the camera's on her when she's doing it. So it's really important to help your other actors out. Because if you don't keep focus or you're looking away and you're not in character, it's going to put her off. And it'll make her... Oh, don't... Look, that's pretty close, isn't it?
84, take one.
A few days into the shoot, everything appears to be going smoothly.
Action, guys.
One more time and you'll get a prize.
I'd worked with children before, but they'd always been so-called professionals, kids who had been to acting school, had done other movies. But I couldn't expect any of that with these three kids. In fact, I had to try and draw out the absolute opposite characteristics. In fact, I had to try and draw out the very amateur nature of these children, because that was going to be their strength. And even though they're children, they've all of the history, the heartache, the struggles, the triumphs of Indigenous Australia was in each one of them.
That's great. Now, hang on. Give me that again.
2, 3.
Very good. That's excellent.
Okay.
Now, if only you can act as well and obey me as well as that.
Yes.
Yes?
And so it was not a case of getting them to act
Yes.
as getting them not to act.
Okay, Evelyn in, please.
I can see. That's a hard call to ask anyone just to have to concentrate for that long. You're doing it. Absolutely fantastic. So you want a cup of tea, or you want to run around the building, or...
What I realised was that Evelyn was a method actress.
I'll come with you because I need to walk.
She naturally was Molly.
Sick of people making... Wait.
You're making us wait longer.
She had all the characteristics of the real Molly. And what I had to do, in fact, was calm her fears and let her realise that that natural ability, those natural instincts that she had, were all that she needed to carry off the part.
But listen, you want to see a tape of what we shot on Monday?
You want your eggs, mister?
Huh? Want to see a tape of what we shot on Monday?
Evelyn realised that she had a duty, a responsibility, but also I think that all it was fear. The natural fear of any child trying to do an adult's job. But she came out, she did her lines just like a pro, she calmed the other children, she became the leader of the group, and set the tone for the whole 7 weeks of shooting.
Hey, come on, boys. We want you over here in the shade, eh?
All right, let's do it.
Kenneth, please. Thanks, Wayne.
1 small step.
I spent 3 weeks in Australia filming the part of A.O. Neville.
Okay, so Evie, you're facing that way.
For 25 years, Neville was in charge of enforcing the government's policy for removing Aboriginal children in Western Australia.
Background. Hold the chat, please. Shooting now.
Evelyn doesn't seem to be daunted by my presence.
Yeah.
Take your glasses off.
Okay, we're going to need another angle for that, Chris.
I have to see your face.
The children they've cast are very startling, and as presences on screen are amazingly vital, and I think the audience's sympathy is going to be hugely with them in this extraordinary feat they performed, and with the emotion of their incredible journey. It's Molly, isn't it? I know it all feels very strange, but after a few days you'll feel quite at home. We're here to help and encourage you in this new world. Duty, service, responsibility. Those are our watchwords. Duty, service...
Don't cut.
They escaped from Moore River. Don't look up there, there's no one else but
Now we're in the Moore River dormitory. The children find out that Molly, Daisy and Gracie have escaped. Philip gets them all in the mood.
He's a devil. Mr. Devil. And he's very handsome.
No.
Right, you're going to be so tired. You've been carried by Molly, and you're asleep even. Right? And then you come here and she puts you down, and then you wake and you realise what it is. Look. See what happened to the fence? What happened? Look up, Tiana.
No fence. What are we going to do, Molly?
And just no fence, and then pause. And wait a moment. And looking. Action.
No fence. What are we going to do, Molly? No fence. I want Mother.
The fence will come back.
Cut.
Cut it.
Close up.
Okay.
Out here, the working days are not only long, but extremely hot as well. The girls are learning the movie business the hard way, but they're holding up like true professionals.
Most people not looking in the eye. The white fella.
Everyone has been gearing up for this scene, which is the most challenging of the film. This is where the girls are forcibly removed from their parents and taken to a government institution to be brought up as whites.
Not whitefellas way. And under the auspices of the Aborigines Act of 1905, will undertake to ensure that the guardianship results in the betterment of the child's upbringing. It's the law, Maud. Those kids have got to go to school. Mr. Neville, Chief Protector of Aborigines, is their legal guardian.
He's still stopping way back there. No, he's going to be coming.
And Eddie here is the safety officer. Will be in charge of everything in this sequence to make sure that we don't ever do anything dangerous, you know?
Philip discusses the abduction scene with Ningali Lawford and Cheryl Carter, who play the mothers of the children.
You're walking, and as you're walking, you'll notice that Evelyn looks up at something, and you can also hear something. There's something around the corner. And...
shooting now.
Nice and quiet, please.
And roll sound, please.
Rolling now.
And... action!
Make me cry.
I know, well, we need time to do camera in one.
You don't make me cry. You don't make me cry. Then I go, get on my make cry too. Close the door.
No, but I wasn't ready for this. I didn't realise.
Excuse me, ladies.
We need a minute.
Excuse me, Ed. We just need a minute.
Do you want me to leave a while?
No.
Rachel prepares the girls for the abduction scene. Shooting it will prove to be a harrowing experience for all involved.
Action!
Come for the three girls, Maud.
No!
I'll bring back the black fellas, Cam.
No, it's my kid, mine!
It's the law, Maud.
No!
I've got no say in it.
No, mine!
Neville's orders.
Leave them in that kid, they're
Listen, move 1 inch and I will lock your mother up. They're legal guardian. Come on, little one. You sit up and you stay. Come on, little one. You sit up and you stay. I got the papers, Maud. I've got no say in it. Come on.
Cut! Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Scary. Like we're getting taken away for real.
That's how it felt.
Yeah. Like leaving our mums. And Ningali felt like a real mother to me.
I mean, these are girls that, you know, if just only learning about the stolen generation now, you know, and here they are actually reenacting that whole thing about, just said about their parents or my parents or whatever, you know, and it's great because they you know, they come in with this innocence And in the end of the film, the innocence is gone, you know.
You could be the black Nicole Kidman.
Kathy Freeman.
Get that on film so I can use it as evidence. White fella beating.
No more evidence now.
Oh. They look great. Here we go.
Good, perfect. Good, looking around, So has it been really hard acting?
Yep, yes.
What's been hard about it?
Waking up early in the morning. And doing it again and again and again and again and again.
Just be a gorilla.
Again.
Fox Studios Australia. Isn't that wicked or what?
So what do you hope to be when you get older?
A vet. First, I want to be an actress, and then I want to be a director.
So after all that, do you think you would do it again?
Yeah, we might do another movie. I reckon. Yeah, we should do another movie. Yeah. Do it again and again and again and again and again and again.
Why do you think you want to do directing? Is it because you've seen how Philip does it?
Yeah.
And what do you like about that?
Yelling out and saying action and say cut and you do nothing.